Hi, I'm Paul from New Path Label Applicators, and I'm going to just do a little quick video for people, maybe small businesses that are looking to move away from hand applying labels and looking to do something maybe more automated. So this is, as you go along with hand applying labels, if you get more and more labels to have to put on, it gets to be something of a burden. So some options to go through as you try to increase your production. So the first thing would be to move up to a label dispenser. A label dispenser actually just takes your label and separates it from the backing paper so that you can grab it easier. It doesn't actually apply the label, but it does help a little bit with getting the label off. Also, it wraps up that backing paper so you don't have this long strip of backing paper. But as far as the applying the label, it doesn't really make a difference. So the accuracy and so on, it's still a hand applied label with a dispenser. So the next thing up from a label dispenser is a label applicator. And a label applicator is going to take the label, separate it from the backing paper, and apply it. So it's quicker and it's more accurate, which is a real advantage to an applicator over a dispenser or hand applying. So the labels, you want to get your labels on a roll. I know you can buy sheets of labels, and if you're hand applying, a sheet could work fine, but for the machines, a roll is really the way to go. And the rolls generally have a core size of 3 inch, that's the core diameter here. That's the common size that fits these machines. There are other size cores, but 3 inch is pretty universally used. So the applicator is going to take the label off the roll and apply it to your package. And there's two kinds of applicators that are out there really as far as small businesses are concerned anyway. One applies labels to round bottles, anything that's a cylinder, whether it's a wine bottle or any kind of a round bottle. That's a bottle applicator. And the other one is for everything else. Flat items, say you have a square bottle, an oval bottle, a box, a bag, a clamshell container. These are all things that won't work with a bottle applicator. You need a flat object applicator. And there's a couple of kinds of those. Some use a tamp application, some use a wipe-on application. There are different methods of getting the label on, but they're all applying labels to flat or nearly flat objects. Okay, so with whatever kind of label machine you're going to use, some things to think about, I guess. One thing is the size of the label. All the machines will have maximum and minimum widths and lengths of labels that they can handle. So look at your labels and compare it to what the machines that you're looking at can offer. If your label is too wide for the machine, it just won't work. Another thing to look at is when you're hand applying labels, I've seen all sorts of label shapes where they have cutout tabs that wrap around things and so on. Again, if you're hand applying a label, it's easy to work around these things and to use these strange shapes, but with a machine often that's a problem. So if you have any question at all about whether your label will work with the machine, have it tested. Anybody will test their labels in their machine, and that way you can know before you buy it if it's going to work. So it's always a good thing to do. Another thing to think about is if you're applying you may be applying a lot of labels, but if you're applying just a few dozen of one, then having to switch rolls to another kind of label. When you're working with an applicator especially, there's a bit of setup to get the labels threaded through the machine. So if it's only a few dozen and then switching to a few dozen of another, maybe that's not the best use of an applicator because it's going to be a bit of effort to get everything set up each time. So that's something to think about. And I guess that's about it. So I hope that helps, and thanks for watching.